Welcome to You Got to Laugh to Keep from Crying. My name is O.W. Sweeney. I'm here with my brother, my old friend, and my comrade, Richard Courts.
Yeah.
And
We're getting so old that we even have to hesitate before we say each other's names now. But I am pleased to be here with my good brother, O.W.
But we haven't got
Sweeney.
old enough to forget the North Carolina Triad Jobs with Justice, which can reach us at 336-272-2758. All right now.
Okay.
We got a little war going on around here now, and
You mean between Elon Musk and Donald Trump?
yeah, the unelected president and the president,
Yeah.
elected president
Yeah.
of the United States.
Yeah.
And
Who we've been calling Elon Musk as the president, and Donald Trump as his...
no, the
as his-
unelected president.
The unelected
and
president.
and Donald Trump was the elected president.
Yeah.
But the unelected president was running the House.
Yeah, absolutely. Running the government, absolutely. And so it sounds like we're going right into this topic. And Trump, I would have to say, got Mr. Doge, man. I mean, he hooked him in by letting the acronym for the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, be the same
Which
as...
turned out to be somewhat inefficient.
Yeah, absolutely. Extremely inefficient.
Yes. And you got to realize when they start calling those workers back to work, that just shows you what they was doing. They didn't know what they was doing.
And especially when they couldn't get a lot of the skilled workers that they needed to get, they couldn't find them to bring them back to work. So that put a tremendous amount of resentment on the part of the people of this country. Beyond
Citizens of the United States of America.
Citizens of the United States of America.
Uproar.
White reactionaries as well as progressives, black reactionaries as well as progressives, all of them feeling that terrible uncertainty about the security of their job, and so that's where we've seen the town meetings that. It's all BS when Trump says it was only Democrats there. It was the people there at these meetings, and that's why Johnson, his puppet, Trump's puppet, as Speaker of the House of Representatives, advised the Congress people not to go back and talk to their constituents at all in town meetings, because he didn't want them under that popular pressure. And then we had...
Well, the people have a right to revolt in minor ways, and they have a right to express themselves. And when they start expressing themselves, what do a person like Donald Trump do? He go back and tell the people that is the opposite party at fault. But he's supposed to be the man in charge.
Yeah.
See, I'm always skeptical of any human being who walks this planet and does nothing wrong. There's no such animal.
Okay.
But this man professed that everything he do is right. And when it don't go right, he finds somebody to blame.
Right.
So now when he said they're all Democrat and the Republican citizens who voted for him are taking the blame because they have been mistreated, just like us who didn't vote for him.
Man, it wasn't only Republicans that voted for him. A lot of Democrats, a lot of blue-collar workers voted for him too. But I
what
agree.
he's doing to us,
Yeah.
he's doing to them.
Yes, he is.
And my personal opinion is,
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing it with them. I don't mind sharing it with them at all.
And I definitely don't mind sharing the growing unity that we can have in finding our common cause against our enemy,
The working
which
class
is the
people sticking
billionaire
together.
class. Right. Absolutely. So, but what happened with Musk, even though he wasn't elected, And as our good friend and our videographer John pointed out,
he was in control.
That he was in control, but what they couldn't control was the reaction to a product like an automobile. Namely, in this case, it begins with the letter T, Tesla, and people who were interested in Teslas and interested in green, whatever the word is, green science and all of these, and innovative things like that automobile.
Green energy.
And green energy. They stopped buying the damn cars. And that hit...
The reaction from the people.
The reaction from the people.
The citizens of the United
Right.
States of America.
Right.
Reacted in a manner that, Lord, how come I can't think of the man? Hey, you just said it.
Musk?
Yeah, that Musk understood.
Yeah.
See, they communicated with him.
Yes, they did.
Very wisely.
And can I just say this, O.W., that the Democratic Party, I've considered it the main gatekeeper for U.S. empire and U.S. imperialism over a long period of time. And in the case of all of these individual, many of them at least moderately wealthy enough to be able to afford a Tesla, right? That the Democrats couldn't save Musk or Trump from the people's wrath getting to stop buying Teslas. That safety, what you and I know to be that cozy relationship.
Together
between,
we stand, divided we fall.
Right. And on their part, the Democratic Party has been up the rump of the...
Why don't you just say the Bosses Party?
Okay.
Meaning,
call
when
it.
we talk about bosses,
Wait, we're talking about both parties.
Wall Street, number one.
Absolutely.
That way, when you say the Bosses Party, you didn't exclude the other party.
Yeah. We don't want to exclude either. That's exactly right.
Yes.
So, but it's interesting. I mean, that I think is the most interesting part to me, and I hope to our young videographer John, that the control that Wall Street, as you correctly point out, has of this political system. This was a breakthrough that broke people outside of the system to protest the guy I call the thug in chief, Elon Musk.
The convicted felon.
No, not the convicted felon. His assistant.
Oh.
I mean, the other.
Oh,
he was. Trump was the assistant to Musk.
Okay, you're talking about the unelected.
The unelected, yeah. And nobody could protect him. And remember, and I'm directing a lot of this to John today. Hope he doesn't feel picked on.
But you are.
Yeah, right. Right on. But the thing with the Tesla and all is nobody could protect them, even Trump. So Trump still hasn't lost his base yet, tragically. But Trump went on as president of the United States, totally illegally, I might add, with his leader, Elon Musk, to try to sell Teslas. They made the White House into a parking lot for Tesla automobiles, and the two of them were there doing advertisements for, come on, please buy these Teslas, and it didn't work. So
I think what happened was is that the people showed their power, but they have to continue to show their power.
Right.
They have to continue to, in those town halls, raise hell with their elected officials.
And
but
streets.
Then when they get finished raising hell with them at the town hall, when the election comes, you must really show your power and kick them out of office, because they're not looking out for you. They're not really looking out for us. They're only looking out for that one Wall Street %.
Right. Right.
And you have to understand that in our unity lies our strength.
Right.
So when people stop buying and show that unity,
Exactly.
it draws people's attention.
Right. Including Elon Musk.
Oh, he got slapped hard.
He did. And he didn't, and whatever his bromance with Donald Trump, it wasn't serious enough to overcome his love of money and his love of
Being the richest man in the world?
yes, sir. Exactly. And so last night, I guess, I was saying to our good sister, Sandra, that these people on MSNBC, they're overthinking this. They're trying to figure out, well, is it psychological? Or did Trump did Trump fire Musk, or did Musk quit on Trump? But wait a minute. But what I said to Sandra,
you talking about MSNBC. We talking about MSNBC.
Yeah.
Don't forget who controls them. Don't forget who put their thoughts in their mind. They're still that 1%, and they trying to make things look good.
Well, but they're supposedly the alternative.
Alternative to what?
Right. To the boss's party. But
yeah, I understand that.
But most of them
they're part of the boss's party.
Yes, they are.
Because they're representing the boss.
Right.
They're not representing the people.
Right. And that was shown by me saying to Sandra that they're overthinking this, because they were trying to come up with psychological reasons why Trump might have felt hurt by Musk, or Musk might have felt hurt by Trump. And what I said to her, no, this was a commercial decision. This was something that Musk had to do to break himself, to distance himself from Trump, in order to sell cars, sell SpaceX, whatever the hell the other things are.
But what has to be done,
yeah,
and the reason I'm saying that MSNBC is standing up for that 1%,
right,
is because what they didn't say, or they have not said, or they won't say, you need to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
You need to stop buying them Teslas.
Yeah.
And you have to go somewhere else and buy other cars.
right.
Because
And more than that, what you said earlier, which is even more important, is the people not only need to stay the course, but they've got to be even stronger and more determined in the fight to get rid of the billionaires in this country.
What you just said to me is they need to bring back a government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
Yeah. And
we don't want to put corporations in there as people.
No. So you disagree with the Supreme Court that corporations are people?
Do they pay income tax?
I agree with you. I just was putting it on you, brother.
Well, I'm just laying it out there on the map.
Yeah.
That the fact is that people pay income tax, and not one of these politicians since the Supreme Court has ruled the fact that corporations are people, have they started paying income tax.
Right.
Because I believe if they start paying income tax, we can get rid of some of this deficit.
Yeah, I hear you. Instead, I'm glad you mentioned the word deficit, because that's what's the main political activity of the capitalist class and their lackeys in Congress right now is the Republican tax credit and revenue spending.
Big beautiful bill.
The big beautiful bill, according to.
Well, I like to call it something else, but I can't say it on the air.
Yeah, according to the dictator, Trump, the big beautiful bill, and it was on this issue that Tesla, and I want our viewers to hear just how decisive Musk was. And this is what Musk had to say. Just listen to this, brothers and sisters out there. And this is from the Reuters, which is a British, that means it's not quite as under Wall Street domination it's under London.
Well, I know I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Not on the Wall Street.
Yeah, it's a British. It's the
because,
British version.
Because see what you have to remember.
It's not AP.
What you have to remember when these G6, G7, whatever they want to call it, countries get together, they're scheming against the workers around the world.
True, but there's also they each have somewhat different interests.
It's just in their country the way they do it.
Right.
But it's all the same thing, to divide and conquer the working class people.
To the extent that they can unite. So let me read what.
So they won't unite.
So that we won't unite.
That's right. The people, the working people.
But they can't. They don't have total unity themselves. They can't. But at any rate, this is what Reuters reported. Billionaire Elon Musk plunged on Tuesday into the congressional debate over President Donald Trump's sweeping tax and spending bill, calling it a disgusting abomination. This was Musk's words. A disgusting abomination that will increase the federal deficit. And increasing the federal deficit means that you, me, and every other man and woman on Main Street will be suffering, and our grandchildren and beyond will be suffering if this is passed. And here's what Musk said. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. He wrote on his social media platform. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. And he added, OW, shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. So
but the question is, when he was cutting those people's jobs in the government and doing all that, this bill was still being pushed. It was still labeled the big beautiful bill, and he said nothing.
Yeah. Not only that.
So now,
not only that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me finish. Now he's trying to get the public on his side so his Teslas can sell.
Right.
And
exactly.
I want the people to stop buying them.
Well, but you see, I think you're putting the pressure in the wrong place. Instead of putting the pressure on to how to further that division between Musk and Trump, then you're saying, well, let's continue to punish him the same way we're doing now and all. And I'm not opposed to punishing him. But politically, tactically, this isn't the moment to say that. I think it is. It's absolutely true that we're calling him Tesla, Musk didn't give a damn, to be blunt about it, about you and me and Main Street until it's hurting him to continue to be exposed as a lackey of Trump under these circumstances. And so the Musk is out. But Musk actually,
I don't believe that.
Excuse me. But Musk, with this statement, and that's why I wanted to it took me a while to be able to even get that much of his statement, because even though it was on the media and the TV media, it was very hard to get this much of his statement in the print media. So I wanted to make sure I had the exact words of Musk for our audience to ponder, because Musk is the person that Trump has been using to show how smart Trump is as a businessman, that he had the richest guy in the world on his side. And he also used Musk, as you were alluding to be the authority that would take away all of these jobs, supposedly knowing what he was doing. But he realized that it was all a front. The whole Doge thing and getting rid of people's real jobs and real livelihoods, including things like the Environmental Protection Agency and the National Weather Service and all these things that are, and all of the health things, like, well, we've got Robert Kennedy in charge of it, the health service, which is not a national health service like they have in most modern countries. But all of that was to sell to us and to our viewers the idea that somehow this richest man in the world was going to save money so that they could pass the extension of the tax cuts. And the reality is that was all a con job. And we know that even Musk himself didn't know what the hell, which end was up in any of these agencies, the federal agencies that he was destroying, in essence. But it was all to get this vote passed. And it's not now with him abandoning ship, Musk abandoning Trump's ship. We may get enough senators, if not Congress people, in the House, to vote down this absolutely demonic tax bill, which is going to, if it's passed, will be anywhere from $3.8 trillion added to what you pointed out on other shows, the $36.2 trillion that is already the national debt. And this is the reason why Musk had to act and separate himself from Trump, because this is it.
I think the reason he did that so he can boost those Tesla sales. That's my personal.
Well,
opinion.
that's got to be part of it. Sure.
No, that got to be the main reason.
He's got so many other things, OW, that he's got his hands in.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But he also understands that this is a dead end street.
I'm gonna have to quote this rap record that says it's all about the money and a damn thing funny.
Yeah. And I'm going to say to you,
and he didn't become the richest man in the world by not caring about his money.
That's right, and that's why I pointed out that his motivation for breaking with Trump is not a psychological one.
I don't know if he break or not, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think he broke or not.
Yeah.
Now, what he called that bill, and Trump didn't attack him. Normally, when you come after Trump or say something bad about Trump, Trump comes at you and attack you. For instance, when the judges ruled against him, he called them unlawful and all kinds of things. But he hasn't said anything about.
And the reason is because this is a much bigger hit from a much bigger force. So he hasn't figured out a way. He hasn't figured out a way.
They haven't split. If Donald Trump ain't talking bad about him, he's still in Donald Trump's pocket.
And that's why, see, I don't agree with you, and that's why I pointed out the exact wording that Musk used in breaking with Trump. This is a break, and the timing of it.
On the surface.
Excuse me, OW. The timing of it is so important because it's right now that bill is at its most vulnerable, and that's when he came out with this strong statement. You don't hear strong statements like this every day from people that are.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see how those senators vote.
Right.
But most of all,
yeah,
I'm going to go back to the shit I just repeated. I'm going to repeat it again. When you go against Donald Trump and you get on Donald Trump's S list, Donald Trump said all kinds of things about you. Look what he did for Mike Pence. Look what he said about Mike Pence. And we know Mike Pence had his head up Donald Trump behind. And he cut him down, said all kinds of bad things about him. Let's look at those judges. When those judges ruled against him, even he appointed him. He said bad things about them. They're unworthy, don't know what they're doing. They're against the American people. But he hasn't said anything like that about
Musk.
Right. And why he hasn't said nothing about Musk?
Because Musk is too powerful a force, and Trump helped to create Musk in this U.S. government.
Well, who created Pence? What's Mike Pence?
Pence was elected as vice president of the United States.
Well, that was Trump, number one dog, as they say in the hood.
But that doesn't. But Trump is not a simple fool. Okay, so Trump will come after.
What do you mean? He's not a simple. You admit that he's a fool. He's just not a simple fool.
Well, that's right. That's true.
But only thing I'm gonna tell you right now, time will tell.
Yeah, it always does. And the timing of this statement by Elon Musk is aimed at defeating this tax bill.
We'll see if it works. We're getting kind of close to the end of the show. You have something else you wanted to bring up?
I did, but it tied in with it, and that is that the one example of the use of Doge by Trump and his thug-in-chief, Elon Musk, it was to, and is aimed at getting rid of FEMA entirely. And FEMA, which is the main U.S. government agency aimed at helping people in a catastrophe, a natural catastrophe,
yes,
as the people in western North Carolina were with Hurricane Helene. And so I just want to point out, O.W.,
you mean how Trump gave him that smile?
Yeah, Trump promised, he actually promised the people of western North Carolina that if he was elected, that he would take care of their problems and heal
took care of it, didn't
he? Yeah, what he did is, he just now, in the last week or two, said, you all deal with your state, we're not going to be given any more federal money at all.
But ain't that taking care of him?
Yeah, he took care of them, yeah. It is taking care of them. And the only way that we're going to be able to take care of each other and ourselves is when we remember,
our unity.
In our unity lies our strength.